Test. Om lyden fungerer bra.
Jeg kan vel gå snart. Blir det ro?
So we will start in 4 minutes time. Just prepare the things. Put the links that you need if you want to copy my trades. So we will start in 4 minutes. So now it's just preparing everything so we are in order for this session. I think we can start with Bitcoin this time around. As I see, we are exactly in the area we had to open the trade. So that's good. So you can still copy this trade if you want to. You can see, as I told, we are respecting this support. And I'm guessing the next move will be up to this region up here. But you get more into that in a little bit. We will start in 3 minutes time. So as always, we will take some Forex pairs. We will, just take a few Forex pairs, take maybe a couple of binder option trades. And in the end, if you have time, we will look into crypto. But I think actually the first time around now, we will start with Bitcoin. I think we do that. We start with Bitcoin. So we start in 2 minutes. We start in 1 minute. Check if everything is in order. Seems like it is. Yes, I'm living in Brazil, but it's cold. So I think we can just start now. Uh, as always, when we are going to trade, before we do anything, we need to go to investing.com. Here you can make a free account. You don't need to pay for nothing. Just make sure you put in your address and all this good stuff, because then every time that come here is following your own time zone. So that's very important to do that. So if you have not made an account in investing.com till now, make sure you do it now. So because there are many tools that you can use here, by the way, but the only tool that we need to use, at least in my sessions, is the news calendar, economic calendar you see here. Okay, so just go into that. Then we can see what type of news there today. So you can see, for example, Euro had a news at 5 in the morning my time, and we can also see that Euro had news 10 my time, and now it's 12, and we can see there are no more news coming today. This line here show basically where we are currently right now, and we should not trade anything 1 hour after news. As Euro was 10, it's basically 2 hours ago, so the move from this is already done. And if there are a news, for example here, we should be careful trading also. If this was a 3-hour news, for example, we should be careful, because if you have an open position when 3-star news come, we might lose the trade, because then it's gambling, because it can shoot in any direction enough that we can hit our stop loss. So if you have a trade open before 3-star news, it's better to close it. So if you are awake early in the morning today and take a trade, you should probably have closed it before the news and then reopen after if you see if it was okay. Even if you are in minus, you should do that, because it's gambling basically. Only if you are very close to your stop loss from before, it will basically be no different for you if you keep it up or close it. If it's very little loose difference, of course then keep it up, because then if you're lucky the news are good and you shoot the correct direction. So in that way, yes, keep it open. But if you are like just a little minus or a little in plus, just close it. Even if you are much in plus, better to take your profit than maybe you go the wrong direction because of the news. So just something to think about. So, and you can see that our stop loss is pretty darn perfect. You can see we did not hit our stop loss even with the spike down here. And now if you want to open this trade, it's once again at the correct opening point. So I can once again give this signal. Let's do that, because it's still valid. So let's take BTC USD long trade, enter that. We take our stop loss level where we have it. As you can see, it's quite powerful, so we did not hit it when we did go down. Let's see if I can come in again here, and the profit level we take here. So it's basically the same trade we have open from before, but as maybe some new users come in, if you don't have this trade open from before, you now have the possibility to take this trade also. I have it open, and we see that it's a strong trade. So then we can say we are done with Bitcoin, because it's basically nothing more to say. We are currently a little in profit, and we can see that the stop loss level, the tight stop loss that I put, is good, because we did not hit it on this bar down here. And I think now is time that we will shoot up and take our take profit level. So I find this as a good trade. Now we have this one up here for a reason, so let's take a look at that. there seems like our stop loss was hit here. So then we know that we can remove that one down here. Now let's take the typical pairs. Euro against dollar. There have been a very strong move down. We are not that surprised because you can see that our trend line basically tells us that we could go down to this area here. We have been waiting for this move down for euro against dollar for a very long time. I think all the way back here we started to look into this type of trades, and first now we can see the move come down because we were expecting this move down. Now of course you can see this trend line is working as a support in the bottom also. Of course we are not going to take a long trade because we don't trade against the trend I mean. So now we rather wait till we come in the top of the trend line on the 4 hour of course. So you can see how perfectly this trend line is working. We came exactly down to the trend line and we go upwards. But like I said, we are not going to trade long trades based on trend line in the bottom, because then we are also trading against the trend, and that's not something we never want to do. So the only trades we are going to do is when we come up here again, or maybe to this support line, a resistance line that was support before. You can see how many times we were fighting to break through this support, and this support will be incredible hard to break. We can see that we also have one here that also was quite hard to break. So I'm expecting us to maybe come up to, I'll make one more line, let's make it a yellow line. Okay, cool. So I'm expecting us that we might go a little like this and retest this resistance, and if we hold, we see that you're not breaking it, we can then look for a nice short after the retest, put our stop loss maybe something like this right above another resistance up here, and we can target basically the bottom again and go for this type of trade. So that's something we can look at a little later, maybe in our session in Wednesday. So let's save this so we have it in our system, so we find this trade and we don't need to think that much when we come to Wednesday, if this is a possibility, of course. But of course we can always look at the 30 minutes and see if we can go for a short trade, and what we can see clearly here is that we can't do that. But of course always mark up as much we can to see if we can find some type of trade, or like a new trend line inside the bigger trend line. And a trade could be when this bar somehow come up to this trend line, we can then take a short trade and target the bottom of this big trend line. But for now we see that we are basically in the middle and there are no trade we can take on this. So I'd rather stay away from euro against dollar right now. We see that it's something we can come back to maybe next session. So let's remove this trend line here, and I think this is the best opportunity we have, is when we get a retest of this resistance. That will be our entry for an incredible nice trade. So let's wait for that, see that we hold, and we might go in. So let's mark euro against dollar done for today. It's nothing more we can touch here. Then let's take a look at GBP USD. There have been some big movement here also. Let's go to it 1 day so you can have an idea about what happened. See this spike down here? It's incredible, but you can see that it's a strong reaction down here. So incredible big moves, and this is something I'm not that fond of trading. I think it's better to stay away from it because these movements are a little too strong. But we can see if we had opened a trade with TradeMate, let's see how that will turn out on 15 minutes. You can see you had a trade, 3 trades. You had one up here, and one up here. So currently you would have been in a in zero, I will say, right here, right now. And what you're looking for then is a green cross that says that you should close your position. So let's go back to the 4 hour to see how it looks like there. We can see that it's resisting up here. So I think probably as we got this strong move down and we're going upwards again, we might retest that here before we know what's going to happen. So I'm almost expecting us to come down here once again, but it's not something I feel comfortable trading, at least not on the 4 hours. Let's go to the 30 minutes. We can see that here we have a strong resistance. We can see it's holding. We got a retest. So this is actually tradable on the 30 minute. But we're going to take very tight stop loss. So let's take it there. We set our stop loss above this spike you see up here. And let's target down 1.5 the trade. I think that's acceptable in this scenario. If I can get it. That's good enough. We take it there. So then we have our second trade. This is the first real trade because the Bitcoin trade we had from before. So this is the first trade of the day on the 30-minute chart. So let's take that. We have a GBP USD. When you're copying my trades, do not go in with more than 2-3% of your account size. Don't go in with like 50% and think you're going to flip your account in one day. That's not, because my trades do not win 100%. We win maybe around 75-80% of the time. But if you trust me, the time you go in with 50%, that will be the time you're losing a trade. That is so typical, so don't do that. So GBP USD short trade. We enter at this level here. We take our stop loss just above previous high, short-term high. So we take our stop loss at this level. We take our take profit level, we set it at 1.5 the risk. So even like I said before, and I will repeat it over and over again, even if we win 50% of the trade, we are making good money. So that's why we do it like that. So take profit at this level. I will take this trade myself now, so let's just wait a little. And just like that. Then we have it. Then I can say us done. Let's unmark these ones here. We can say us done. When we take binary option, we like to trade the pairs that is giving us the highest percent. So let's take a look at that first. We have about 85%. I will take a look at it, see if I like. I think I like this. Then we choose a candlestick. We go to indicators, you see here. We are going to add bullish band. You see it on the first list here. Just add that one. We are going to edit it a little. Go to style. Remove the margin line because we don't need it. The upper line we make it white and the lower line white. We do this on the two so it looks a little better on the chart. Now let's mark up a few lines here. We might have a trade right away, but I will need to make sure of it. If you can let me. There, let me see. I see here. Let me make sure. I think that's the line I want. Let's make this one red. So if we come up to this red line, we're going to go in with a $50 trade. And in the bottom, we don't have anything in the bottom because it's too wide, this Bollinger Band. Let me see if we could have taken a trade here right now. We could actually have done that also, but now it's too late. We got the move too fast and we did not manage to react fast enough to it. But it's a point I see that when we come up here, like here, we go down, here we go down. Here we broke it, but we also see that the Bollinger Band goes up. And here we are seeing working as a support. So this red line looks nice for me. So now we all just need to wait a little. Like I said, in the bottom we can't because it's too wide. It's so far away. So if the bulls back can start to go a little upwards, we can have we can say that we have a trade around here. So let's make this one green. It's not valid now because we see the bullish band is below it. But if this one can turn above the green line, we are interested in this region. And you see right now we can't put a resistant here because we see the bullish band will then cross above and it's not valid. Now let's zoom in so we can take a trade if we come up to the red line. If we touch the red line, I'm going to put the same color as the red line. So let's see. If we just can come up the red line, we have our first trade of the day. And the probability is that I think it's an 80% chance if we come up the red line that we will go down at least short term, so we win the trade. Because that's basically how we trade with binary option. Everything is short term. It's no long term here. So now let's see, we see the Bollinger Band start to go upwards. So this resistant line we have up there now might not be valid for more than a couple of minutes. So if this trade is going to be valid, we need to shoot up the red line on this, or maybe the next cross above this resistance. That means the market is ready to break it and we need to move it more up. Let's wait and see. Like I said, in the current moment we do not have any trade, and we are just taking a trade on the red line. Now you can see it's broken above it, so we need to move it. So I will say our next point of interest should be around here. Let me just confirm in the bottom how that looks like. I think I like that quite a lot. So yes, I see that is a breaking point. So we always, when you're trading, you need to look to the left so we get some clues. And yeah, so we are happy with that one. Let's wait and see. If we can come up to this red line now, we are still looking for a put trade. If we don't get a trade quite soon now, we will move on, because I see that we're going to go sideways a little here now. So we need to get a movement quite soon, and we see also the Bollinger Band start to, maybe on the next bar will break even above this resistance here, and we need to move it again. So then we are going to move over to some Forex if we don't get a trade quite soon. because I see now that it's a high probability we need even to move this one even higher on the next minute. So if this one don't shoot up the red now, we need to move it. So let's zoom in. Looks like we have a small break this red, and that means the market is ready. Yeah. So now you can see the bullish band did cross up. This one is not valid more. We need to move it yet again. So now our new interest zone is up here. So you see that we always need to move our resistance because of the bullish band, because the bullish band basically tells us that it's an interest zone where that when start this one to break above, that means the market is also ready to break it. So we can only take as long as there is space between the resistance and the higher bullish band line. So I think we're going to move on because this we can't be looking more on this chart, but you have an idea at least. But what we will do, let's make a horizontal line so we can follow and see what will happen. Let's mark this one yellow, and everything after here we have an idea about how the market would and how we would have done trading this as long as everything is correct, as long as this one don't break above, for example, and this one maybe soon break above here, and this one will be valid in the bottom. So let's follow and see. I will see if there are any questions. I don't see any let me see. Yeah, I don't see any question that is we need to reply it. Trade we did here was pretty good, so we did win on this one here. That's a trade we did in Friday. You can see we did almost not even see a red number, we did just shoot up. So that was a super nice trade we did here, and we basically did win the trade in few hours after we did enter it. So super nice trade we did in Friday. Now let's take a look at how the market is moving. I think we need to see at the 1 day first. Sometimes them looks a little strange, we need to open and close it. So let's see again. We are currently, I think, in the high of the trend. We can see that we had a break of the trend line, but we are above this support. So for the swing trade, I do not see anything. We can go to 4 hours to see how it looks like there. Same thing here. We see that we are currently in a short-term uptrend. Long-term also, actually. So let's go to the 30-minute. Let's open and close it. Sometimes that's necessary to make it look nicer. So we are currently at the higher point, and we are not going to look for, even though we see that we have formed a M. Typically when we form a M, we typically form it not always perfect, but it's a high probability that we will at least go down to the median area. So that could be a M down at least to here. But as we are not trading against the trend, that's not something we are going to look for. What I rather would have been looking for would be if we had come down to the region here, then we could look for a nice long opportunity, because you will follow the trend. And yeah, but yes, it's funny to see how often we see M's in the market, and this is an overextended M, so I think the middle line is where we will end up. But we are not going to trade that, not at all. We never trade against the trend. So USD GPY is not something we will touch today. We need to keep to the trend. Gold. Looks like we lost our gold trade. We had a tight stop loss, so we did not lose that much, but still we lost. It was too tight, I see now. So let's remove that one. So you can see, I think we won around 50% of the trades, and 50% with our ratio we are making money at least. So it was not the best time, but still we are making money, so we can't complain that much. So with gold right now, we see, I can even move this trend line a little, because if we take it on the spikes, let's do that instead. So let's see if I can move it more correctly. Something like that. So we can move you a little there, and there you have it. That's how it basically looks like. So I am currently myself, I'm not going to trade gold before we break this blue line, and can look for in a downtrend for a pretty long time actually. Gold have been going in a downtrend since basically since 18th of August, and I will need to say I'm a little surprised that gold, that should be the safe haven, is so low. I would rather expect gold to be around more than $2,000. So to be down in the 1600 area, that is very surprising for me. I need to say, very surprising. So I find that a little strange. So I think it's some market manipulation going on there, because do not make sense that gold is so weak right now compared with dollar. So right now I don't see a trend, but we can see if we have a 30 minutes trade, of course. We can see that we are in a super strong support area here, but you see also have gone sideways for a very long time. That's why if I had seen it here, I would think like, okay, let's take a trade, put the stop loss below the trend. But as we go sidelines for so long time, I don't feel that comfortable taking it, and I'm not interested to take trades on up here. You can see basically since 23 of September till today, we have gone sideways. It's too long time, too little movement, and I don't see it. And also we are then trading against the long-term trend that is downwards, and it's not something that we should look into. So I think we stay away from gold for now. And we are into Bitcoin, so that's the cryptocurrency gold. So yeah, so let's stay away from gold for now. Let's take a look at the okay, so you can see now it's this one up here is not valid more, because we can see already this bulge band have crossed above, so we need to look for a new resistance. I think will be up here. So if we come up to that region, yes, we have a new, but the one in the bottom now is now cleared. That's the better one, because you can see it's a lot of touches down here. So this support I feel is very strong, but also it's very long distance to go down here. So it's not something that will happen anytime soon. And we see we are trending upwards, so it's a higher probability. But as you can see from the bulge band, this support is finally more stable, resistant I mean, but let's wait and see. So if we can shoot up the red now, we can take our first put trade, but I don't see it. I don't think that will happen. I feel it's a little too high up to go up there right now. It's not, as the bulge band did cross above it, it's basically telling that we can break that support, now resistant. So always you need to move your resistance according to your bullish band. That's the reason we have bullish band. You can see now if you had taken the old trade, we would have lost it. Now we are in this trade. Now let's see if it's holding. It was a very strong move up. I think we can go in with 100 a little higher. We are in again. Now let's follow and see how this will go. I take a 200 if go even higher. Going a little crazy here now, but it's okay. Is to make a higher probability for winning. So let's follow and see. Our first trade is in minus, but the last trade is in plus. And then we are making profit. Yes, we made profit from that trade. So basically we spent 150 total, and we take that any time of the week. So you can see that sometimes that's why I did go with 50, just so we could secure it. Now you can see the bullish band did cross it, so we are ready to move it up to this region here. So if we come up to that region, we are looking for a new trade again. Now we can see the bottom line, we can move up also. Let's see. I would like to have it there. So if this one can move a little more up, this area would be interesting for us to take a trade also. Let's wait and see. I think it will break above it, and then this one will be valid. Let me see one more time. Yeah, I think that's a good area to have support. So I hope this bullish band can cross above, so this one will be valid. I think it's valid there now, as long as we don't go down. So if we get a red bar down to this green support now, we are taking a call trade. You can see that this area was also quite strong, so we keep it up there, so that our trade zone is basically in between here now. I think the next bar, this white one, will cross above, and this for sure is a trading area we are interested in. Zoom in and see. There you can see. Now our lower bullish band is crossed above our green support, and this is now valid for sure. And this one up here is also valid, so we have two trading areas we are interested in. If nothing happened within 2 minutes, we move on to GBP, GPY in Forex. Okay, we might get one more put trade now, looks like. If we can shoot up the same like this one, we are going to take one more put trade up there. Looks like it's holding this time. But we see from the bullish band, both of them are pointing upwards. That means we are still in an uptrend. Short term, of course. No, I think we take. let's take a look at here. We can see that we have broken this above this that was support. We came up to this other line that was the interest zone, so a small trade here would have been taken. We broke too hard down. I would have taken a short trade if it was not so strong down. A short trade I would be interested about would be something like this. In this area we were here, and I will take the stop loss just right above the last push here, and I will target the bottom. Not all the way, but this, because then there we have a ratio of 1 to 2, and that I'm happy with that. But we need to come up again here otherwise, because if we take it from here, you can see that your win rate is less than your stop loss, and we can't trade like that, because then in the long run, even if you have a 70% win rate with this type of ratio, you will lose money. So we can't do that. So let's keep the ratio so we have winner. Even if we have 50% win rate, we make money. That's what we always need to go for. Because you can see from our trading from Friday, we had around 50% win rate. If we had a ratio like this, we would have lost money. But as we have a good ratio on our trades, we still, with 50% win rate, we made a lot of money. So that's why we need to make sure we always have a ratio more than 1.5. So I will say with GPY, we can take a look at the higher time frame, of course, as always. Let's open and close it so you can see a little better. You can see like GBP USD, we had an incredible move down here. So congratulations for the ones that had some type of short trade on this one, because you would have made crazy money if you entered up here. So because it's not often you see movement like this in so short time. Basically in 3 days we did shoot from all the way up here to down here. So you could have made crazy this trade. Bitcoin we are done with also. Let's go back to here and see how it looks like. We are getting close now to our support line. So let's see. We are ready to push the call button if we come down to the green support line. We see that we have a support here also. We can see that from that this was a resistance. That is now turned support. But we are ready to push the call button if we can break below it, because the next stop is basically this green line. But there's a big chance that it will just continue upwards again now. But let's wait and see. Think we can move this around there. Now we are getting a strong bar up now. Yeah. Now we are in between, so then it's a trade area it's not so fun to watch, because we are basically in the middle of our 2 trading zones. So we're not close to any of them. So let's move on. We are looking at all these pairs, but till to now I think we have just done a couple of trades. And this is how it is some days. Some days the market moves so much that we can't touch, like for example GBP, GPY. It's too much movement for me that I feel comfortable taking a trade here. Of course you can stress that we can see that it's broken this support. We get this is more like a retest if you take to the 4 hour. So that might be something, but we see that we did come to retest and we're going down again, but I don't think we can trade this. the trade would be up here. Australian dollar, we can see that we are currently in a downtrend. Let's try to mark it up to see if we can see some trading opportunities. Something like that. I think if we take this one, we will not consider this move up here, but I think we are even, let me see, we are even below the lower line. So the probability is that we might rather go up and cross above this line again. And this is not tradable because we can't look for long trade opportunities. We need to only look short. So if we was in the upper line here, so let's say we come up here and we go up to this line, then we can look for short and we can target, for example, down here. So if we have it up there now, I would have looked for a short trade. I would set our stop loss just above, for example, this previous here, and I will target this. But you see that that will not be good enough, because you see it's a 1 to 14. I don't trade that, and I think I would need to have the stop loss about here. So I would, even if it was up here, maybe if it was where I have the pointer, let's see how that will turn out. That would be a trade, and we could even target down there. So that will be a 1 to 2. So depending on where he will come up to, if you come up to this line here, yes, that's a trade, because then we are securing, so we are above this previous high here, which you see is more like a very strong resistance, and we basically just target the previous short area here, not the previous low, but a place where you see we have been many times, up down up down. So that would be a trade for me if we came up here. Now let's take a look here again if something happened. We see now that we are staggering in. This is a flat bullish band. That means that market can go both direction right now, and you can see that currently we are exactly in the middle between our red line and the green line, so there's no need to be following here right now. It's a big probability now as a bullish up or down. So currently we have no trades for binary option. Let's see if there are any questions. I'm happy you like the session. Now let's see. For the ones that want to copy what I'm doing, I will now give you the links. The first is for a Forex broker. Comes with an indicator. It's more the indicator you can see that I use on the 15 minutes. If you go here now, let's take a look. If we add this to TradeMate, that's one I love to use myself, and it's one that basically are making me money, at least. So you can see basically the trade we did here, for example, we are almost in take profit already. So that's a super nice trade we have going on for this one. I think I will take a look at it from my cell phone and see how it looks like. There. Yeah, so that was a nice trade. We can see that we almost had take profit, and if you want you can close this one now because you see our reaction down here. So I will say the GBP USD, let me check. So I think we close this trade. I see that we have a broke it down and see if they're going to move up, and I think it's better we close it. So let's there, and we close this trade. So we close it in good profit, because we can see that this support might be too strong and we might go up again, and it's better we close it because we are so close also to our, so we did basically turn only 1.2, but it's good enough. We take that as that happened so fast. Even within our session, we are happy with that in this time. So yes, super nice trade we did right now. Now let's take a look at euro. Yeah, it's the same story. We are in a support area, nothing much to do. So let's go up to the higher time frame market again. Let's take a look at New Zealand dollar. It's a very strong downtrend here also. Dollar is really strong lately, I need to say. I'm even surprised at how strong it is. Everything is going downwards compared with dollar. How long time is this a seat? Let's take a look at that. We go to the 1 month. Let's go in and out so you can see it properly. We don't have data for that. You can see since 2007 we have not seen a so long point. So we are talking very long time ago that we come back so low. So dollar is incredible strong lately. So let's go in and out so you can see properly. Let's take, I think it's interesting to follow Ethereum. Ethereum did go away from mining. I thought it was a stupid move of them because they have been always the number 2 cryptocurrency, and this might be the thing that make them to go away from that position, because much of the reason Ethereum did gain so much momentum and be so popular because have been always the most profitable coin to mine ever. Would be have been the best mining coin since forever almost. And as they go away from mining, I'm a little scared that I will not hold Ethereum today, because it's a big chance that Ethereum might lose value. But let's see if I'm wrong. Bitcoin had a small movement up, but not much. Ethereum typically have been copying Bitcoin. So let's see, do I have Ethereum on the list or I need to add it? Let's see. I think we need to add it. Okay, we do that. Let's go here, we go to crypto, we add ETO USD. Let's see how this looks like. But I'm not expecting Ethereum to keep the number 2 position, because I have a feeling that much of the reason Ethereum have been so popular is because basically have been the mining coin. Everyone want to hold the mining coin. Now as the Ethereum did go away from mining, the interest around Ethereum will go a little away. Yes, they have their smart contracts, there are much things you can use with it, but the value might go down. I might be wrong, but at least I lost a little interest about Ethereum after that they go away from mining. Not that I mine it myself, I can't do that because I live in Brazil, and it's a little difficult because GPUs and this type of things are expensive here. Plus it does not look like it right now, but it's pretty warm when it's a summer, and then it's not a good place to be mining. So, but what we can see that we are making lower highs and lower lows, so we might go more down. We might break this this support here now, because everything says that we're going downwards. We can take a trend line here Let's see how it looks like. So you can predict when we're going to break it. As you see, we have a strong trend line downwards. Of course, we'll come to a squeeze here that he will need to decide if we want to break up or break down. And I'm not so bullish on Ethereum right now, so we might break below it. Like I said, I don't think. Let's see here now how it looks like, by the way, in coin market cap. We see Ethereum have a clear position number 2. It's not even close to Tether. Tether, of course, is just a dollar coin, stable coin, so I don't consider it as a cryptocurrency that per se. But so the next cryptocurrency, it's basically Binance coin. So that one, you can see it's a quite big distance from Ethereum to Binance coin. So they have a clear position number 2 for now, but let's wait and see. I am not so confident that we'll keep it. What happened with Bitcoin Cash, by the way? I remember Bitcoin Cash was fighting with Bitcoin a little while, was fighting up here. They have really lost their value. Which position have Bitcoin Cash now? I'm just curious. I was actually holding a little Bitcoin Cash back in the day. That's a Bitcoin, see? Bitcoin Cash, there. Wow! It's all the way ranked at 30 now. For me, these have always been a fake Bitcoin, but still, I remember they really was trying to overthrow Bitcoin from that. Almost did manage, but then they suddenly lost value. The way Bitcoin was supposed to be and blah blah blah, but there are only one Bitcoin in my eyes. This has always been a fake one, but still I did hold some of it because I did believe a little in it. And well, of course it is faster, but of course it's fast because no one holds it almost. Lower than I thought. So another's been one of the coins. Let's see which position Litecoin. Wow, Litecoin is away also. I have not been following this for a while. Let me see. Number 23. I always liked Litecoin also. But only $53 value. Huh. Okay. Tron I always liked also. Tron I like maybe more than Ethereum because it's faster. It costs very little to send Tron. And when you have a smart contract on Tron, if you have games, for example, you can actually play the games here. On Ethereum, sometimes costs too much to have the smart contract. So I prefer actually Tron for Ethereum. Ethereum sometimes I think costs like $1-2 up to more to send Ethereum. With Tron, you basically pay cents to send. It's almost free. So Tron have a better potential than Ethereum, I feel. I think Ethereum will slowly fall down the same way we did see Bitcoin Cash, the same way we see Litecoin, and yeah. Dog's coin, they go for 6 cents. It was not a long time ago they were almost going to go up to $1, so it's a huge movement down there also. Not speculating in anything right now, I'm just holding some Bitcoin, but I might speculate in some Dogecoin maybe. I might do that, and I might get some Tron again, and I might get some Bitcoin Cash just to hold it. And Monero, I always like Monero also. It's an old coin also. But yeah, let's wait and see. I'm also very curious to see which coin will be the coin that people start to mine, because that's the coin I think will gain a lot of value. So I'm really following to see if one of these coins are take over for Ethereum, and that might be the coin that will gain a lot of value, and that's the coin I will maybe buy some of. So I'm really following the videos from some YouTubers that are mining this type of coins to see which one they go for and when they start to talk about is good to mine. Now it's just 2 minutes left, so I will be back in Wednesday. We did 2 binary option trade, 1 loser and 1 winner, but the winner was bigger than the loser, so we made money. We have done, I think we did the times that we have session is Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 18 to 19, so it's 1 hour, and it's on UTC2, so if you want to be here, tune in next time in Wednesday and you can start to copy my trades also then. And if you have any questions, you should ask them now, because I will just be here 2 more minutes. If you forget and you want to ask later, you can just write it down on a piece of paper or anything, and you can be back Wednesday 28th of September. I will be back here again live for you all, so you can trade together with me and probably make some money also. So that's it for today. So have an amazing day. Like I said, I will be back Wednesday 28th of September, 1800 to 1900 UTC 2. So with that, see you all later.